1991, Eagle Talon TSIAWD. Eagle was basically Chrysler's extension into Japan. Back in 1988, Chrysler partnered with Mitsubishi to build the Diamond Star Motors factory in Illinois, and out of that factory came 3 cars: the Plymouth Laser, the Mitsubishi Eclipse, and the Eagle Talon. Same platform, 3 completely different identities. The TSI-AWD version came with a 2.0-liter DOHC turbocharged inline-4, making 195 horsepower, paired with an all-wheel drive system. With a 5-speed manual, it could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.3 seconds. Now, that number might not sound crazy at first, but compared to its competitors at the time, it was seriously respectable. It even made the 10 best list 3 years in a row, and on SCCA racetracks, this is where the Talon really shined. It actually won championships. Today, it's becoming harder and harder to find a clean example. 1992, Dodge Spirit RT. This car is still not talked about enough, and honestly, that's a shame. From the outside, it looks like something your accountant would drive. A small Spirit R/T badge, a body-colored grille, a subtle spoiler, and everything else looks completely ordinary. Until you close the trunk and start the engine. Under the hood is a 2.2-liter Turbo 3 engine with a DOHC 16-valve head designed by Lotus, paired with a Garrett turbocharger, 224 horsepower, and it only came with a manual transmission. 0 to 60 miles per hour, just 5.8 seconds. At the time, it was said to go head-to-head with the BMW M5. It was quicker than the Ford Taurus SHO. In 1991 and 1992, it was the fastest sedan built in America. But here's the funny part. Since it was assembled in Mexico City, technically it could also be called the fastest sedan in Mexico. Not quite as impressive of a title. Only 1,399 units were ever made. Number 8, 1990, Chevrolet Camaro IROC-Z. 1990 was the final breath of the IROC-Z. Dodge took over the racing sponsorship that year. Chevrolet lost the rights to the IROC name, and production officially ended in December 1989. So technically, 1990 model year IROC-Zs were actually late 1989 builds. This final version came with an updated interior and a 5.7-liter TP IV8 producing 245 horsepower. 0 to 60 miles per hour was around 5.7 seconds. You could also option the 1LE package, a serious performance setup designed for SCCA showroom stock racing. It included stiffer suspension, weight reduction, and a special differential. Who bought that package? Mostly people who actually planned to race. The Camaro IROC-Z inspired an entire generation, and today, these cars have a strong collector following. Number 7, 1990 Chevrolet Corvette L98. In 1990, there were 2 different Corvettes. This one was the normal one, a 5.7-liter L98 V8 with tuned port injection, upgraded to 245 horsepower that year. It came with a 6-speed ZF transmission and rear-wheel drive. 0 to 60 miles per hour, about 5.7 seconds. Is it a bad car? Not at all. But here's the problem. There was another Corvette sold that same year with the same body, and that one sits much higher on this list. So buying a 1990 Corvette could be a bit tragic. If you walked into a dealership and picked the wrong version, you were missing out on a huge part of the excitement. Still, the L98 Corvette outperformed many European rivals of its time, and compared to Ferrari or Porsche, it was almost cheap. Number 6, 1990 Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo. Technically, this car was built in Japan at a Mitsubishi factory, but every line of it was designed by Chrysler. That hybrid identity put the Stealth in a unique position, an American-branded car sold in US dealerships, offering some of the best Japanese engineering of the time. It featured a 3.0-liter DOHC V6, twin intercooled TD04 turbochargers, 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, and electronic suspension. 0 to 60 miles per hour came in at around 5.3 to 5.5 seconds. It was selected as the 1991 Indy 500 pace car, but due to union objections, that honor went to a Viper prototype instead. Today, the Stealth is gaining value because honestly, how many cars back then offered this level of technology at that price? The answer, none. Number 5, 1992 GMC Typhoon. Official testing recorded 5.3 seconds. Some aggressive explosive launch attempts dipped below 5 seconds, but that's not standard measurement. Still, for an SUV in 1992, 5.3 seconds was insane. After the success of the Syclone, GMC basically asked, what if you could bring your friends too, and created the Typhoon. Built on the GMC Jimmy platform, it used the same turbocharged 4.3-liter V6 AWD system and produced 280 horsepower. It was about 100 kilograms heavier than the Syclone, which is why it was slightly slower. Between 1992 and 1993, only 4,697 units were produced. This is widely considered the world's first true performance SUV, about 10 years before something like the BMW EX5M. Number 4, 1996 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS. SLP Engineering knew one thing very well: a Camaro could always be more. They took the Z28's LT1 engine and pushed it from 285 horsepower to around 305 to 310 horsepower using a functional hood scoop, revised exhaust, and high-flow intake. On top of that, you got upgraded suspension, wider tires, and the return of the SS badge after nearly 30 years. 0 to 60 miles per hour came in at about 5.1 to 5.3 seconds, with a quarter-mile time of around 13.7 seconds. The SS package was ordered through dealerships and sold under full Chevrolet warranty, with about a $7,000 price increase. Was it worth it? The number of clubs and enthusiasts that formed around these cars in the following years answers that question pretty clearly. Number 3, 1991 Callaway Twin Turbo Corvette. Reeves Callaway created something incredible out of a small workshop in Connecticut, a turbocharged Corvette you could actually order from the factory. You selected the RPOB2K option. The car was shipped from Bowling Green to Callaway, and it came back fully modified with documentation and factory-backed support. The 1991 version featured a 5.7-liter L98 V8 with twin turbochargers producing 405 horsepower and 582 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 miles per hour came in at around 4.5 to 4.7 seconds. Callaway also built the legendary Sledgehammer on the same platform, which hit 254.76 miles per hour back in 1988. 1991 marked the final year of the twin turbo series before transitioning to the Supernatural lineup. Only a few hundred were ever built. Number 2, 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR-1. The Corvette from hell. That's what it was called. The ZR-1 came with a 5.7-liter LT 5V8 designed by Lotus, DOHC 32 valves, all aluminum construction, and hand assembled by Mercury Marine. It made 375 horsepower initially, later increased to 405 horsepower in 1993. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 4.4 seconds in one test, 4.9 seconds in another. Different conditions, same incredible result. The body was widened in the rear with massive 315mm tires, a unique rear fascia, and subtle visual differences. From the front, it looked like a normal Corvette, but from the rear, you instantly knew. Between 1990 and 1995, only 6,939 units were produced. It was eventually discontinued due to the high cost of developing the next generation C5. Number 1, 1991 GMC Syclone. In 1991, a comparison test put the GMC Syclone against a Ferrari 348 TS. The result? The Syclone hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. The Ferrari needed 5.0 seconds. That moment changed everything. A pickup truck had just beaten a supercar. Under the hood was a 4.3-liter V6 with a Mitsubishi TD06 turbocharger and a Garrett water-to-air intercooler, producing 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. It was only available in black, only with an automatic transmission, and only 2,995 units were built. It had a cargo bed, but you weren't supposed to use it. The manufacturer literally warned against putting weight in the back. So what was the point of the bed? Identity. Today, clean examples are selling for serious money among collectors.